Welcome to Camp.Grill.Eat. I'm Angie, and today we're making grilled bang bang chicken skewers. This is a really easy recipe. It's ready in less than half an hour, so you could make it on a weeknight. And we're also going to talk about how you can make it in advance. So if it's something you just want to have in the fridge or freezer ready to go, and also a really great option for camping that you could make ahead, but absolutely easy enough to toss together at camp. Great high protein meal, quick to put together. And it's got a great creamy sauce, a little bit spicy, everyone will love. So let's put it together. So to make the bang bang sauce, that's the first part of the recipe, we are going to combine half a cup of mayonnaise with 2 tablespoons of sweet chili sauce. You can usually find this like with the Thai ingredients. So can you might dip your gyoza or something into your dumplings. A tablespoon of sriracha. This may seem like a lot, but it doesn't make it ridiculously spicy. So go ahead. If you like things really spicy, you could add more sriracha, but this gives it a nice even heat. And then a teaspoon of rice wine vinegar. So that's all that goes into our bang bang sauce. This just makes a really nice creamy sauce that we use to brush on the chicken skewers while they're grilling, and also we use it for a dipping sauce for the finished chicken. So that's always fun to have something to dip into. So we mix this all up. And then because we're gonna be brushing it onto our chicken skewers while they're cooking, we will divide it in half and we will keep half of it for dipping sauce. But you don't ever want those two to touch because we don't need to be eating any raw chicken juices. So about half of it into your serving dish for later, and half for the grill. So we'll set that aside for now, and then we will make up the chicken skewers. So we're starting with 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. You could use chicken thighs if you prefer. They actually tend to stay a little bit juicier on the grill, but I had chicken breast and it works really well with this. So we're gonna season the chicken with my all-purpose seasoning blend, which you can find a recipe for on Camp.Grill.Eat.com. It's a mixture of lemon pepper, dried parsley, onion powder, and granulated garlic. So we will sprinkle it on, and then you can use a spoon to toss it, or you can use your hands. We're gonna be using our hands to thread the chicken anyways, so just mix it up so that the pieces are all evenly coated. So the chicken breasts were cut into about 1.5-inch pieces. Try to get them as even as possible just so your chicken cooks evenly, but don't beat yourself up about getting it perfect. Like, just do your best. So we get a little bit of seasoning on each of them. Now, this seasoning blend does have some salt in it. The lemon pepper that I use has salt in it. If yours doesn't, you will want to add some salt to it because we don't add any additional salt here. So these are coated, and then we're going to put them on skewers. We've got our grill preheating for around 400 degrees. And that will allow these to cook up pretty quickly. So it's gonna be about probably 7 or 8 pieces of chicken per skewer. I really love these flat metal skewers because they allow your meat to cook without like spinning around, which sometimes you get when you use just like a plain skewer or a wooden skewer. Wooden skewers will totally work. You do need to soak them for 30 to 60 minutes before grilling so that they don't burn up on you, but they will work, as will any kind of metal skewer. So you're just gonna put your, we got 7 or 8 pieces onto each skewer. And then just repeat for the remaining ones. So while we're doing this, we will talk about making these in advance. You could season your chicken and skewer it up and pop it in the fridge for like a day before cooking. Just wrap it well in plastic and keep it away from all the other food in your fridge. If you want to freeze it, you can also skewer these up and then put them on a baking sheet, maybe lined with parchment so it doesn't freeze the baking sheet, and just stick them in your freezer. And then you can even just stick them like this so they're not touching anything. And then once they're frozen solid, you can just stick your whole skewers right into a big resealable plastic bag, like a Ziploc bag. And then they're ready, and you can cook them right from frozen if you want, or you could thaw them in your fridge or your cooler if you're heading out camping. You don't need to let them thaw, just that you can go from frozen. You'll just need to add a few extra minutes to your cooking time. So keep that in mind, but totally works from that. One thing to keep in mind though, these skewers aren't too bad because the ends aren't too sharp. But if you have like the wooden skewers or the really pointy metal skewers, they may poke a hole in your bag. So if you're letting them thaw, make sure they're over top of something like a baking sheet or something that they could catch any drips. Anyways, so these just come together like this pretty easily, like definitely easily enough to make while you're camping or make on a weeknight, but again, you can just have them ready to go in your freezer, and that is one less thing to do. So we'll be cooking them over direct heat, again, about 400 degrees. I probably have about 3 burners on my full-size Weber, but if you, depending on the size of your grill, will determine that, but aim for about 400 direct heat. Okay, so it's worked out to about 8 pieces of chicken. I know the chicken was already cut up when we started this. You'll need probably 3 to 4 chicken breasts to hit your 680 grams, just depending on the size of chicken breasts. There's some pretty behemoth ones out there, so just see how it goes. And again, it doesn't have to be exact. You make as much chicken as you want. Okay, so we will head outside, oil our grill, and we will pop these on and brush them with a little sauce. So we've got our skewers on the grill, 3 burners on, and it's sitting about 400 degrees. So we put them on the grill is oiled, always oil if you're doing chicken. We're just gonna brush them with some of the sauce. We're gonna let them cook for about 5 minutes, and then flip them and brush them again. And that's really all there is to it. Our skewers have been on for 5 minutes now. We're gonna give them a turn. They should release fairly easily. Looks like they're sticking a little bit. If they don't, if they really don't want to turn, just give them another minute. Let's give that guy another minute. It's not quite ready, but generally when the chicken is ready, it'll release from the grill. And then we'll just go ahead and brush it. There we go. Once more with our sauce. Let it cook for another 5 minutes or so, and then they'll be ready to enjoy. Okay, so they were about 5 to 6 minutes aside. They've come off, they look great. Now remember, your skewers are going to be very hot when you take them off the grill, so use caution when handling them, but just really nice. They've got the sauce coating on them, and then you've got your extra sauce for dipping here. This makes a great meal for camping. We're gonna have it with some salad. If you want something heartier, like you can do a big pasta salad, Caesar salad and campfire garlic bread at home, some rice, whatever you want to round it out, but it's just a great easy meal ready in less than half an hour. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.